I almost didn't make it. I came out of the hospital weighing 125 pounds. So I started researching and found a clinical trial in LA. It was studying Anavar, an old bodybuilding drug, to test how it worked in people with HIV. So I signed myself up, got a fairly high dose, and responded amazingly. I gained 30 pounds in 6 weeks, and I gained 300 T cells.
So these drugs have cognitive powers. If you're sick, they'll help you. If you're a healthy athlete, they'll kill you. How can you say that steroids are a national public health crisis when you have people dropping dead at a rate you can measure by the minute as a result of alcohol and tobacco?
According to the CDC, tobacco kills about 435,000 Americans every year. Alcohol kills about 75,000. And deaths from anabolic steroid abuse, 3. But steroids also show up in some other statistics, emergency room visits. But it's not exactly number 1 on the list. That would be alcohol. Or number 2, that's cocaine. Or number 3, that's marijuana. Gotta be top 10 though, right? Not quite. How about top 25? Top 100? Keep going. Try number 142. That's even after multivitamins.
Education is important, but what you have to watch out for is embellishing. If you look at reefer madness, it causes you to be a stark raving, murdering lunatic. Very funny to watch because it goes so over the edge.
The next tragedy may be that of your daughter, or your son, or yours.
Physicians and sports scientists have done that with the best of intentions in this area. Oh, steroids are going to cause you to drop over dead in your tracks and so on. And the athletes are looking around and say, geez, I haven't seen that many guys die.
Are steroids killing people?
Steroids clearly are killing people, both in the short term and in the long term.
Dr. Gary Wadler is an advisor to the World Anti-Doping Agency and the media's go-to guy when it comes to steroids.
We know it's been associated with stroke in young people, for which there was no other obvious explanation. We know it's been associated with heart attacks, for which there was no other obvious explanation. We know it increases clotting.
What bothers me is people like Dr. Gary Wadler, who's a physician, and going before Congress and saying these things. And when confronted, please produce a single article that shows any of this in any scientific way. Can't do it.
Dr. Norm Faust is a professor of medical ethics with a research focus on performance-enhancing drugs.
I'm not denying that there aren't some serious adverse effects from anabolic steroids. It's just that we haven't been able to demonstrate any of them. Maybe that's because we don't study them. One of the problems with the ban on steroids is that it's impossible to do the kind of research that would answer these questions.
Some purists would like to see those studies done. Well, I can assure you they never will be done. It'd be a totally unethical study to do. So we have to use the information we have at hand.
Depression, convulsions, anxiety, jaundice, myocardial infarction, which is heart attack, eczema, abscess, vaginal pain, vaginal discharge. You want to know what I'm reading this from? What does that say?
Vitamin C.
Thank you. I mean, look, peanuts are dangerous. You understand? Mm-hmm. There are people that take a peanut, that have a peanut, and they go into anaphylactic shock. Okay? The airway closes up, that's it, they die. Now, does that mean that we ban peanuts and sue God for making them? No. Right. What we do is we say, okay, peanut warnings.
There is no safe drug. There is no safe drug that ever exists. There's always a benefit to risk ratio. You name the drug, X% of people will suffer adverse effects.
Do you feel any side effects ever?
Yeah, I've had some side effects, acne, hair growth. Some side effects that I've had are...
What do you mean by hair growth? On your head?
No, just on my chest and my back and stuff.
I never break out. My back doesn't break out. I don't get hairy from it. Yeah, I get a little testicular atrophy, but then they come back. I mean, it's normal.
Your balls shrink?
Balls shrink.
But who needs them?
Who needs them?
What about testosterone? I have some friends who say it is like a wonder drug. It makes them feel great. It makes them feel, frisky and young, and it's great for their skin.
The negative side effects would be my lovely singing voice. Hair like a monkey from my head to my toes. I mean, hair growing out places you don't even want to talk about.
I mean, I want to stay feminine. Yeah. And I think that's why I get so much work, is because I still look like a woman, and, I still have hard muscles.
In my experience, steroids are just going to make you more of whatever you are. If you're a jerk and you take steroids, you're a super jerk, right? You've seen that, right? You go beyond. You're an asshole.
I've never seen roid rage. I've never seen any difference in his personality or how he's with me, how he is with Jake. It hasn't done anything that all those after-school specials tell you that it's going to do.
Bryce, I gotta get bigger, man. Yes, ma'am. Steroids.
What is going on with you?
God damn it!
While I was visiting my brother and his family, they told me they were thinking of having another child, but that another possible side effect of steroids was on their minds.
If you couldn't have another kid, would it be something that you regret because you did steroids?
Yeah, if it was simply from that, yeah, I'd probably regret it. But there's a lot of things people regret in their life, so I'm not, it's a decision I made, and it's a decision I'll have to live with, whatever the consequences are.
It's been 15 years since Alzado died.
Why did you lie to me?
I was afraid.
Looking back on Maria Shriver's interview, I can't help but wonder, why wasn't she asking the real questions? Like, is this gonna happen to my husband? Did she really believe Lyle? Or was this just the beginning of the steroid myth? And even though the experts know a lot more about steroids, you sure wouldn't know it from watching the news.
Tonight, one of the nation's most serious drug problems, and it's only getting worse. It's steroids.
Professional wrestler Chris Benoit killed his wife, 7-year-old son, and then hung himself. Why did he do it? Steroids found in the house.
Steroids cause suicidal tendencies.
They hallucinate. They hear voices.
Depression, paranoia, and steroids could be the actual cause for the Benoit.
Speculation is running wild.
I think these drugs could affect one's mindset.
Now we know.
Testosterone found in
steroids. Let's cut through the crap. This is Steroids 101. First of all, the term steroids is often misused to describe any performance-enhancing drug, when in fact, many of these drugs are not actually steroids at all. So what are steroids? Well, steroids are synthetic versions of hormones that your body produces naturally. Like cortisone, that's a steroid. It signals the body to break down inflammation. Birth control pills are steroids too, made from the female sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone. But the steroids that get all the negative attention are anabolic steroids, made from the male sex hormone testosterone, which tells the body to increase muscle size and strength and helps you recover from workouts faster. Like any drug, anabolic steroids do have side effects, and if you abuse them, the side effects will be worse. For men, they can cause acne, hair growth, raise cholesterol, shrink your testicles, and lower your sperm count, which could even make you sterile. But all of these side effects are reversible when you go off the drugs. Otherwise, steroids don't cause baldness, but if it runs in your family, they might make you go bald faster. And they can also cause gynecomastia, or what the gym rats call bitch tits. For women, in addition to acne and hair growth, steroids can cause a deepened voice, menstrual problems, and can enlarge the clitoris, and some of these are not reversible. And for kids, some experts think steroids can stunt growth by closing growth plates prematurely. But that's actually never been proven. There's also no proof that steroids cause cancer, kidney failure, and only oral steroids in high dosages can cause liver problems. And it's true that steroids may be one of 1,000 risk factors that could lead to heart disease, but then again, low testosterone is another big risk factor. And roid rage? Steroids can increase aggression, but that only happens in about 5% of the population. And even then, they can't make you psychotic.